Coming up on UVU TV from the Mountain West, the Boise State Broncos with an 11-8 record will take on the Utah Valley Wolverines. Will the Broncos be able to defeat Utah Valley at home, or will the Wolverines come away victorious? Join us next for exciting women's volleyball tonight on UVU TV. Welcome to the Shurian Family Activity Center on the campus of Utah Valley University, home of the Utah Valley Wolverines. Tonight the Wolverines are taking on the Broncos of Boise State. My co-host tonight is the incredibly handsome and even more popular Tyler Whittison. Tyler, the Wolverines are on a 3-game win streak and have defeated and are 3-0 in conference and have actually swept their last 2 opponents. Why don't we take a quick look at a couple of the players from Utah Valley that have helped to make that happen?
Yeah, absolutely. Some key players for Utah Valley. Sarah Clement, last week she was Defensive Player of the Week in the Great West Conference. Brooklyn Campbell, she tied her career high of blocking assists with 7, and she leads the team currently with 7 double-doubles. Chelsea Heaps had 12 kills last match, and she currently leads the team in the season with 185.
And how about for the Boise State Broncos?
And for Boise State, Liz Harden is currently leading the Broncos in scoring. Brittany Reardon, she's ranked 22nd nationally in hitting percentage. And Brianne Nesselhuff, she's the only Bronco this year to be named to 2 all-tournament teams.
Okay, so it sounds like both teams have their work cut out for them. What are some keys to the match tonight for Utah Valley?
For Utah Valley, they need to maintain their confidence. Right now, they're on a 3-game winning streak, and if they're going to win this match, they have to equally distribute the offense and stay aggressive by serving tough. For Boise State, they need to have a quick start, keep momentum going, and shake off the losing streak. Both teams are on streaks, winning streaks, losing streaks. It'll be a tough match for both teams.
Yeah, both teams with something to prove tonight. Don't go away, everybody. We'll be right back with some college volleyball of the women variety coming up next. Welcome back to the Shurian Family Activity Center on the campus of Utah Valley University. Wolverines getting set to take on the Broncos of Boise State. Got Brooklyn Campbell back to serve it up. Nice attempt there by the Wolverines. However, that ball just out of bounds.
That was a great block attempt, Steve. You know, I was watching Boise State warm up, and they run a really fast offense. They really need to cut back on their errors if they want to win this match. They're on this 3-game losing streak. three-game losing streak, and if they want to be successful tonight, they're going to have to stay consistent with their fast offense.
That is a good call. Utah Valley doing everything they can to stop that from happening with a straight down block. Chelsea Heaps back to serve it up for the Wolverines. Wow, great touch there from Chelsea. The overhead dig.
That's a tough ball to dig. That was a good attempt by her. That was a really nice set by Boise State.
Yeah, she's right in the line of fire. Kirsty Whitney back to serve for the Broncos. Great pass from the Wolverines.
That was a huge dig. Another huge dig by Boise.
Both teams playing some scrappy defense. Wow. Ooh, that was close to being a lift there.
Oh.
Trying to be aggressive on that attack. A tough ball to hit coming across her body like that, but goes for it, but unsuccessfully.
Yeah, that's a great shot by her. You know, that's just one of those fresh mistakes she's got to wipe off and keep being aggressive regardless if she makes those mistakes.
That's right. And that's exactly the problem right there. If you're not able to shake it off and they serve you, a lot of times you can be in your own head and overpass the next ball and give your opponent yet another point.
Yeah, Kirsty Whitney is still serving for the Boise State Broncos. Serving tough.
Touch called on that swing. Utah Valley kind of dodging a bullet. Bringing it back within one, 3-4.
McKenna Tate is now back to serve.
That was close as well to being a double contact. Sam was up and off the bench.
Yeah, Sam was not a fan of that call.
And that's a great spot right there. Look at that, out by about a ½ inch, but a well thought out play there from Boise, but they are unable to come away with it.
A nice swing by number 8 for Boise State. Darlene
Nuabo.
Darlene, excuse me, you don't want to pronounce the names incorrectly.
Nuabo. I think it's Nuabo. Took me a second there. Yeah, I went over to ask the pronunciation of that, and the assistant coach goes, no, pronounce it first, then we'll tell you if you're right or not. I'm like, I don't have time for this. Another kill for the Wolverines, knotting it up at 5 apiece.
And Patty Flagg's coming back to serve. And last time I was watching Patty Flagg serve, she was scoring a lot of points for Utah Valley. Let's see if she can make it happen right now.
Tough floater down the line, passed pretty well. Biting off a little too much angle is the Boise State offense. Sorry, a little too much line, and that ball just goes barely out of bounds. Wolverines, go ahead.
Yeah, with that fast offense, hitting that line shot is not easy. And they're getting blocked angles, so Boise State may have to change up their offense a little bit if they want to be successful.
Wolverines trying to be aggressive on that serve into the net. You know, I was talking to head coach Sean Garris in his 3rd season for Boise State, and he said, you know, I'm a little worried about Utah Valley's serve. They've got a great serve and a great block, and so if they can serve well and get us out of system, that just makes their block that much better. And speaking of blocking, nice job there from the Broncos. But yeah, Utah Valley just trying to serve tough, get them out of system.
And they're doing a good job defensively right now.
Brooklyn Campbell with a great solo block, giving the Wolverines a chance on the kill there, and a nice job by Erica Nish. High off the hands.
Put your Boise State being successful with their fast offense right there.
So we got Fiona Jones back to serve for the Broncos.
That was a nice chuck by Brooklyn. I think Chelsea could have been a little more aggressive on that ball.
Yeah, it looked like she was just kind of trying to keep that in play, and unfortunately when you do that, it's basically a free ball at this level, and giving your opponents a chance for a nice swing in system. Boise State back up by 1, 8-7. A lot of movement on that floater. Oh, that's trouble there. Four hits, and even the fourth one doesn't go. Maybe they should get 5.
Yeah, a little miscommunication right there between Patty and McKenna. I don't think that happens too often with this Utah Valley teams.
It's a nice kill, or nice attack there by Erica, but swinging a little bit low. With her size and her ability, she should try to go higher off the hands, I think.
Yeah, a little too much angle. I don't really like her running the slide with the rotation they're in right now. It's really hard as middles to hit that slide. Let's see if they run it again. Oh, it looks like they run a normal high ball, but oh wow, Erica totally not ready for that one.
No choice. That was the forced slide. Just get a hand on it. Yeah, that ball was all the way past the pin.
Yeah, a little miscommunication between Erica and Brooklyn. They need to during the transition game, they need to communicate a little more. Middle needs to be in charge of what hit she's hitting. She's not communicating with the setter. She has no idea where she's going with it.
Boise State opening up with a block party here. 5-point lead now, 12-7. You know, I spoke with Sam Atoa, who's in his 13th season for Utah Valley, just briefly before the match, and he kind of echoed the Broncos head coach's statement, saying that, you know, we serve really tough, and when we're serving well, we can get our opponents on their heels. But so far tonight, they haven't been serving tough enough, and it looks like Boise State has bitten off a piece of their game plan. They're blocking very well so far in the match.
Yeah, right now, Utah Valley, you know, we're only 19 points into the match, but Utah Valley right now, off of 15 attempts of hitting, they're hitting a negative 67. If Utah Valley wants to be successful, they're going to need to be a little more aggressive on their swinging than that.
Yeah, only 4 kills so far on 15 attempts. Negative 67, not good. However, Boise State not faring a whole lot better. 6 kills on 16 attempts, hitting 188. However, I think it's their blocking that's getting it done. So far, 4 blocks on the night for Boise State. See what Sam had to tell his players and see if he can do anything to boost their morale over on the UV side of the court. Great pass out of that timeout.
Hey, that's what Utah Valley needed. Again, I don't really like that set to Erica in that rotation, but she was able to put it away that time. And
yeah, doing a nice job of seeing the block and hitting that ball right into the seam for the kill. Pull back within 4. A lot of heat on that serve, but passed very well.
Ooh. Oh, ow, whoa. Andrew.
That ball looked like it was about 3 feet in.
All right, line judge Andrew Richards over here. He doesn't know, not sure what he's looking at.
A little home cooking maybe, I don't know. Maybe he has a crush on one of these players, I don't know.
We shouldn't tell his girlfriend that. He might get in trouble.
Oops, that's my bad. I just threw that out there.
Yeah, but he definitely gave that point to Utah Valley.
Boise State siding out, right back to a 4-point lead, 13-9, about halfway through this first set.
Now that's just a bummer for Utah Valley. I think Sarah Clementine, she needs to recognize that the pass is poor, and that she cannot run the slide, and she needs to audible that set and hit a 3. You know,
that is a great call. There's no way the setter's going to force that to her.
Yeah, so that was a great set, but wow, that was a great block by Boise State as well.
Yeah, Boise State just has all the confidence in the world right now. Utah Valley looks very sloppy in their execution, and Boise State is just eating it up, 15-9. You know, after talking to both coaches, I kind of got the sense, even from the Boise State head coach, that Utah Valley was kind of the favored team going into this match, that he was worried if they weren't able to pass well, and with UV's blocking, that he was a little worried about playing them tonight. But boy, it's been all Boise State so far.
Yeah, Boise State's been playing huge thus far. Hopefully with Jaicee, oh, that's a bummer. A net call on Jaicee, the girl that just subbed in, number 10, Jaicee K. Hopefully, she's a captain and a senior on this team. Hopefully she can provide a spark for this Utah Valley team to come out and get a lead.
I couldn't tell. It looked like she might have touched that ball on the way by. I didn't see her get the net, but yeah. Yeah, I had our assistant coach Scott Lee not real excited. He's got a pretty good angle from where he's standing, and he's saying that was all ball, had nothing to do with Jaicee.
Oh, you know, that's just too bad for Utah Valley. There's a one-on-one. Great set by Brooklyn, and Utah Valley gets blocked.
Yeah, that's a hitting error there from Jaicee. A one-on-one confrontation, you've got to be able to put that ball away, especially when you're trailing by 6 and now by 7. I like that she went right back to her, though. Jaicee's showing up on that second attempt for the kill.
Chelsea Heaps back to serve. She creates problems for teams with her serve. Hopefully Utah Valley can get a run with it.
Yeah, that's a nice floater there, but another decent pass. Oh, look at that dig from Chelsea. Wow. Look at that, up and over the block, but still Boise State just not going away.
This is a great rally. This is a big point for Utah Valley. Great defense by both teams.
Yeah, that's more of an emotional point right there, I think, than something on the scoreboard, because both teams battling it out for that, and Utah Valley coming away with it after a huge dig from Chelsea Heaps. Sarah Clement, or Clementine as you like to call her, with a great solo block. UV back within 4. Well, don't go away. We're about halfway through this first set. Utah Valley trailing by 4. We'll be right back.
Dr. John is a real UVU professor, not an actor. So to tell his story, we hired a UVU student.
Knowledge-based edification increases executive functioning in the frontal lobes.
Yo, dude, UVU is more than an education. It's a life experience.
Exposure to enhanced pedagogical approaches promotes neural activity in the limbic system.
For sick education, get here and strap in.
UVU facilitates the discovery of your personal Weltanschauung.
What?
Dude, you don't know everything yet.
Utah Valley University. It's your university.
Weltanschauung!
Well, welcome back to the Shurian Family Activity Center. You know, to find out more about your UVU women's volleyball team, be sure to visit wolverinegreen.com, where you can find team stats, photos, and a complete season schedule. That's wolverinegreen.com. Wolverines trailing by 4 halfway through this first set, 13-17, with Chelsea Heaps back to serve.
And
great heads-up play there from Sarah.
That was good defense by Sarah Clementine. Exactly the reason why she was Defensive Player of the Week for the Great West Conference.
Yeah, great job seeing that that setter trying to come over on the second contact. Chelsea to serve again.
That's a great serve by Jaicee. She's causing a lot of disturbances with that serve.
Man, she is digging some absolute bullets.
I think that was the gator just barely that we saw.
Trying to bite off a little too much angle on that swing. Utah Valley fails to convert yet another point.
Kalani Norris struggling again. I think that we'll see Kalani pick it up as she keeps playing. Maybe some freshman jitters going on.
Yeah, definitely. Great pass there by Kalani. Pretty well handled dig there with the one arm, but unable to bring it back into the field of play. Wolverines score their 15th point. McKenna Tate back to serve with a little jump float. Great pass and a great middle attack from Boise State.
You know, Sam Atoa, I was just overheard him talking to Brooklyn Campbell, and he said, hey, this middle likes to swing angle, and that's exactly what she did just barely, and Brooklyn missed that dig, and Sam seemed a little unhappy about it.
Oh, look at that. No one up on the block, and she's dug out of the back row.
Erica Nish playing huge right now.
How is that not a double? Nice play from Brooklyn Campbell.
You know, sometimes you just got to let them play out the rally, and you forget about those double calls.
Hey, you're right. It's fun to watch. Jaicee Kuresa subbed out. Patty Flagg back to serve. She's got a pretty wicked floater.
Ooh, that was a tough serve. Man. And they switched up the defense. Looks like Chelsea's playing on the right side right now.
Man, Chelsea has already dug a ton of balls tonight. And not just popped them up either, but put them right there in the setter's lap.
It's almost too easy for her out there. Let's see if Utah Valley can provide some offense.
Casey Rose with a nice floater. Wanted Chelsea out of the back row, dug again.
Oh, get there, get there. Oh.
Great hustle. Patty Flagg just about able to get her mitts on that ball. Timeout called by Sam Atoa, down 5, 16-21 in this first set. They are just about out of time and out of room here to make any sort of a comeback. And it seems like every time they start to make a run, Boise finds a way to open that lead back up.
Yeah, so what do you think Sam is saying to his team right now, being down 16-21 in the first set? Well,
he's got to be a little bit encouraged just because they're starting to block better. They're digging a lot of balls, but they're still a little bit sloppy on their offense. Either the sets aren't there or it's a miscommunication and the hitter's not in the right spot because they're not putting that ball away like they should be when they have those second and third opportunities. So that's got to be pretty frustrating. As you mentioned a minute ago, Sam clearly pointed out a tendency of one of their middle hitters, and still, I don't know if it's muscle memory or what, but they just keep going back to what's easy and what they know rather than, okay, she hits cross body, reach into the angle, and take it away from her. They do that, they're right back in this ballgame. Well, Utah Valley has climbed out of the cellar from a -67 to a +61.
Hey, you know, that's improvement.
It is. I don't want to take anything away from him. That's definitely better, but still only 11 kills out of 33 attempts. And it looks, in fact, I thought that was a typo. It's the exact same hitting percentages before for Boise State. They're still at 188, 11 kills on 32 attempts. So neither team on fire really offensively.
You think Sean planned that?
I'm sure.
We got to stay hitting 188.
Yeah, I like this number. I like even numbers. Nice second attempt there from the Wolverines, able to get that kill. Stave off the 22nd point of the Broncos. Still 4 points away from tying it up at 21. Erica Nish with a nice little ta-dow.
That's a great serve right there.
Ooh, that was a deep set.
I thought that Probably could have been a better choice by Brooklyn, but it's all right at this point.
Yeah, that's, I mean, for one, they were all over it. If you looked over at Boise's team as she dumped that ball, all 6 players were like on their toes ready to take that ball. So probably not the best timing to try to put that right in the middle of the court.
Oh, what is this, a free ball? We'll just take that and get a point.
Hey, thanks.
Wow, Erica.
Hey.
And this is that rotation they were stuck on when they were running the slide, and then they hit the push and they side out the first time. That's, in my opinion, I believe that's a much better play.
So real quickly, explain push to the listeners at home.
All right, so the push we just saw in the replay. Erica jumps relatively close to the setter, floating as she's jumping, and hits the ball in the air. So she's pushing it.
So it's not right off the setter, but a couple feet off, and
Yeah.
therefore out of the reach of the blocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, it's a good set, especially in that rotation. But Erica Nish now back to serve. Let's see if she can get some momentum going for this team.
And for those of you watching, while we were explaining what the push hit is, Chelsea Heaps just went over the Bronco block for a kill. Wow, and another great block from the Wolverines. Another free ball attempt.
That's a good move by Brooklyn.
Oh, look at the cover from the Broncos, man. That ball just does not want to hit the floor.
That's a great up by Brooklyn Campbell. I think she could have got that with 2 hands, though.
Nice fake. That was kind of a sweet play from the Broncos setter. Kind of faked like she was going to go over and then went over. Kind of kept them on their heels a little bit. So like the double fake, like 2 wrongs making a right. 23-19. The Wolverines all but out of time.
The Cougars are just down the street, everybody. For everybody who doesn't know, Steve does the commentating for the men's volleyball at BYU, so gets a little confused sometimes.
That had nothing to do with it. I was just thinking of a cuddly, furry animal. A Wolverine, a cougar, so similar.
I know, right? Who do you think would win in a fight?
Oh, man, I don't know. Those Wolverines are nasty.
Yeah,
they're cuddly, but they're nasty. Is that possible?
Wow. That was a huge kill.
And that was Darlene Nuabo with a big kill out of the middle.
That was huge turn away. That was a nice swing.
So it's set point for the Broncos. Ball still in play. Both teams playing pretty scrappy. Oh, unfortunate net violation from the Wolverines. Takes away a great dig from Brooklyn Campbell. And the Wolverines go down 20-25 in the first set. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more exciting women's volleyball at Utah Valley University.
The goal of student employment at UVU is to provide quality, professional, and meaningful work experience for students while supporting their overall success at Utah Valley University. The UVU Student Employment Office is dedicated to serving students with a variety of meaningful work opportunities as a part of their university experience. Jobs are accessed through the UV Job Board. Positions include hourly on- and off-campus jobs, internships, federal work study, and the International Student Employment Program. Some of the services we provide are career assessment, internships, and job shadowing. We also offer mentoring services in interviewing skills, cover letters, networking skills, and job searching skills. The Student Employment Office hosts on-campus graduate school fairs, recruiting fairs, and job fairs in the fall and spring.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Welcome back to the Shurian Family Activities Center at Utah Valley University, where the Wolverines are taking on the Boise State Broncos. Utah Valley just dropped the first set 20-25 off some incredible defense from the Broncos and some pretty nice blocking at the net, holding Utah Valley to a hitting percentage of just 143, which we have to say was better from -67 earlier in that set. Broncos hitting just 233, but able to get the win.
Yeah, Utah Valley is increasing their hitting percentage slowly. Right now, I think they're kind of in this side-out game where they'll side out, and then Boise State will side out, and then Utah Valley will side out, and then they'll allow Boise State to get 2 or 3 points in a row, and then go back to the side-out game. Utah Valley needs to establish their serve and start being more aggressive offensively, and I think this will be an easy win for them.
I think you're right. I think they need to stop letting the Broncos get streaks on them. But other than that, yeah, siding out pretty well. I'd like to remind our listeners that and watchers that our broadcast today is live on the internet and available on your mobile device, iPod or iPad. Join us at uvu.edu/UVU TV. Yeah, I agree. I think the Wolverines are right there. They started about halfway through that match. They started playing a lot better. They were blocking better. Their serves had a little more heat on it, and they were playing some pretty nice defense as well. It looked like the Broncos had 15 total digs, which is a ton, but Utah Valley with 12 right behind them. So, you know, a couple things here and there, and they're right back in that match.
See if Utah Valley can establish the run. It looks like Lindsay is coming back in to start. Utah Valley going with a different lineup this set.
Yeah,
different outside.
Looked like they were not super impressed with the play of freshman Kalani. And I know Lindsay Barker has been injured a little bit, hurt her ankle not too long ago and has been out for a little bit. So I think they wanted to give Kalani the start to see how she did. And, you know, if Lindsay was feeling up to it, to come on in a little bit later on in the match, and here she is. Boy, Sarah just going over the block on that swing, but again, dug by the Broncos.
Yeah, Elizabeth Griffin from Roseville, California, senior with this with this great shot off of that top of the hands.
Yeah, that was a great swing. I mean, Sarah's such a big block, and to go high hands like that, pretty much out of play after that. Nice, kill him with kindness. Great dump there over the block and into the abyss.
Right in the middle. I think that's a ball Utah Valley can get up. They were just, it looked like Lindsay was just not prepared for that.
And back on her heels a little bit, waiting, just dug in for the heat that never came. Boise State with a service error. That was the setter, Brianna Nesselhuff. Don't hassle the Nesselhuff.
The Hasselhoff. We were making
Hassle the Huff.
We were making jokes earlier about her name. It's almost like David Hasselhoff.
Great job there, getting her the one-on-one, but again, dug out of the back row. So impressed with the Broncos defense. Little miscommunication there. A rare miss for Darlene Nuabo. That ball just set out of reach.
Yeah, and it looked like they set her like 4 times right in a row. She's not swinging at a ton of balls. She's tipping a lot. I wonder if Utah Valley will make some sort of defensive adjustment against her.
Yeah. Oh. Trying to go line, and Boise State not having any of that. Liz Harden with a straight down block.
Brooklyn's doing a good job. Brooklyn's the setter for Utah Valley. She's doing a good job distributing right now. Looks like the hitters are just not taking their part in their role and distributing as well.
Right. Kirsty Whitney with a serve. Ooh, yeah, that set did not come out very pretty. A rare mishandled set from a libero. Typically have pretty soft hands, but that one got away from her. Kirsty back to serve again. A freebie for the Wolverines. That is a perfect side out by them.
That is a great side out by Utah Valley. 2 service errors already for Boise State. If they want to win this game handily or make it a little easier on them, they got to minimize those serving errors.
Yeah, they had 0 in that first set, already 2 early on in the second. Great job there by Lindsay off the bench for her first kill. Right through the block. McKenna Tate with a tough serve.
Nice block by Erica Nish.
Wolverines doing what they do. That's one thing that that Sean Garris mentioned. If the Wolverines serve tough and get us out of system, that makes their block that much tougher. And the Broncos struggling to pass right now. That's 2 in a row from Fiona Jones. 2 bad passes in a row for 2 quick Utah Valley points. If I'm Utah Valley, I am keeping the ball on her until she proves otherwise. No, they don't.
McKenna was a little soft on that one. I think she could have served that one tougher.
Oh, just out of bounds, just wide on the line. That is such a tough ball to hit. Coming from behind you, across your body, and then trying to hit line even, which is like the toughest swing from there. But she just missed wide, out of bounds.
Andrew Richards with the line call.
Hi-ya.
That was a great run by Utah Valley. It looked like it was a little easy to read. I think Boise State needs to be a little more focused on where the hitters are. If they can do that, they'll get up at least 2 blocks there, and it'll be a lot easier defensively for Boise State.
Yeah, 2 would be a lot better than 0, which is what they had on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at this, Erica Nish all by herself. That's about the second solo block I've seen this set by her. Just doing a great job of watching that hitter, lining herself up and reaching over and taking that hit away.
Yeah, blocking Liz Harden. She is the leading scorer for Boise State offensively with attacks, and they go right back to her, doing what she does best and sides out.
Yeah, that's a smart play. You'll see a lot of that when you have a great hitter that gets blocked or dug or they hit out of bounds. The setter will try to go right back to them to make sure that they don't get mental and get in their own heads about their next swing. So smart play and resulted in a point. 8-6 right now. UV up by 2 in the second set. Oh,
Ooh,
just out of bounds.
Wow.
Brooklyn Campbell with a straight down house. It looked good from here. Of course, that's on the other side of the court, but man, that was a nice block by her. Back to serve, number 14, Casey Rose. A libero or defensive specialist.
There's that miscommunication between the middle and setter again. You know, and I keep talking about that, and I'm sorry, but, you know, it's just an annoying thing to watch when the middle is not ready for the setter set.
Yeah. Well, and I imagine it's even more annoying for you being a middle blocker. By the way, a 6-foot-tall middle blocker, which is pretty dang cool because at the college level, you're going to get against guys that are 6'5", 6'6", and I have never been blocked off the court more so than by the gentleman sitting next to me. So that says a lot about a 6-foot-tall dude. What do you jump, like 80 inches? I forget.
It's actually these days, I think it's down to like 30 or something.
It's down to 40, 45. Yeah, you poor thing. I feel so bad. I'm sorry I brought it up. It's got to be a painful subject for you. Only jumping 4 feet high now. Back to serve number 4.
Only if that was the case.
Fiona Jones. Great pass there from the libero. And Jaicee with another, I'm sorry, Chelsea Heaps with another kill on the outside.
And I like that play they just ran. It was an inside set for an outside hitter. It was more of an inside of the antenna. It's not pushed so far outside by the antenna.
That is my favorite swing in college volleyball as an outside hitter. Oh, nice turn to the angle there. We call that the Fonzie, where you come inside the outside hitter, or the outside of the antenna, come inside and bomb that ball across court. That's a lot of fun to hit. Utah Valley clinging to a 1-point lead here. Brittany Reardon back to serve, trailing 9-10.
You know, Chelsea Heaps, she's doing well. She's got to develop a little more range, it seems. She's kind of being bipolar with her hitting. It's going out long, or then it's going short, or like it's going into the block. Angle, she's hitting it low. I mean, and she's got to find a way to be more aggressive.
Right, and consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, going into this set, she was 2 of 9, hitting 0.
Hopefully that number has improved just a little bit.
Wolverines dodging a bullet there as the outside hitter kind of spatched that ball straight to the UV bench. Brooklyn Campbell back to serve. That ball just gets away from her and floats about 3-4 feet out of bounds. Scores knotted up, 11-all in this second set. Utah Valley cannot afford to let this one get away from them. Brianne Nesselhoff with a very tough serve. The hubby wife right in between two passers. No communication. That ball falls harmlessly to the floor.
Sam Atoa looking pretty good on the bench. Seems comfortable.
I like that she took that with her hands. That would have been a tough serve to pass with her forearms, and still not communicating or connecting very well offensively is Utah Valley. They just don't look that crisp tonight so far in the match.
Being a little careless with their ball control.
A great pass.
Wow. Just dominated that ball.
Wow. Sarah Clementine with an absolute hammer to about the 10-foot line.
That was a sweet swing.
Man, replace your divots. Nice serve there from the Wolverines. Free ball coming. Perfect pass. Yeah, go back to her, man. She is bombing right now.
Yeah,
Sarah Clement.
Yeah, Clementine is doing a great job.
That's 2 in a row. Man, you get another free ball, I'll go back to her again. She's swinging high off the hands on that one. The other one was straight down. Another ball, not passed perfectly. Beautiful dig again from Chelsea Heaps.
Oh, the ball's tight.
Yeah, absolutely trapped. Oh. Wow, that ball was just popped up there. And I didn't even see which Bronco it was. It was like, hey, I can hit that. And absolutely did.
Easy side out for Boise State.
Kirsty Whitney back to serve for the Broncos. Leading now, 14-13. That ball was close to going out of bounds.
It's an interesting choice by Brooklyn.
Ooh, that's a good call there.
They got a point though, so. That naked 2 ball, I think that's the ball Utah Valley needs to utilize a little more.
Yeah. Utah Valley dodging a bullet. Knotted up at 14s.
Yeah, it's 14-14, that side out game. Either team needs to start serving tougher and scoring a lot more points.
Jaicee Kuresa, we call that the jumbo shrimp. Just the loopy shot up and over the block. Look, that thing hung in the air all night and still nobody within driving distance of that ball. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Utah Valley leading 15-14 in this second set. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Come join the student section and cheer for the mighty Wolverines. Mighty Athletic Wolverine League sports passes are now available. Your mall pass gets you tickets to every NCAA home game, free food at the tailgate parties, prizes at the games, and lots of new friends. Get more information on their Facebook page or by calling Campus Connection at 801-863-8797. Go UVU!
Welcome back to Utah Valley University. Wolverines taking on the Broncos of Boise State. Utah Valley clinging to a 1-point lead here halfway through the second set. They dropped the first set 20-25. Both teams, and I don't know if it's the blocking or the defense, but both teams hitting under 100 right now. Oh, that got the antenna on the way by.
Oh, it did. Oh, they're still calling it Boise's point. Nancy says no.
Yeah, well, even the down refs thought she saw it, but the line judge just absolutely missed it. So,
you know, I got a story about that line judge over there, but he hasn't made many very good calls in favor of the team I was with.
Wow.
That was a huge dig.
Boom. That's what I mean, just an absolute crush, and yet it's dug by the Broncos. Still, Utah Valley able to get the point there and still hanging on to that 1-point lead. So this is your chance to redemption. So what happened with this line judge? We'll call him out right here on national television.
I was coaching a high school team, and we were at the state championships, and we were up 25-19 in game 2 when we lost the first set.
Ouch.
And we were winning set 2 19-24, and we were stuck in rotation 2 where the opposite is on the right side and the middle is on the right side as well.
Okay.
And there was a ball that our opposite hit, deep corner, right in the corner, and it was in. Like that ball we saw earlier.
Yes,
Andrew
yes.
Andrew missed.
That Andrew missed. Man, we're not giving any love to the line judges tonight.
I know. And he called it out, and I was, you know, one play can make a huge difference in volleyball.
Yeah.
You got to realize, you know, you can't make up for every single play, but it was really annoying.
You were livid.
Off the dome.
Yeah, wow. Boise State able to get 2 contacts on that play, barely. Second one going off the dome of the middle blocker. Just trying to get out of the way. Utah Valley, 18-16. Another tough serve.
And just out. You
know,
know,
for the high hands and missing.
That was the setter, Brianne Nesselhoff. Not Hasselhoff.
Not to be confused.
Yeah, the setter hitting outside. It looks like they're running that 6-2.
That's got to be tough for the hitters. Man, she gets up.
Yeah,
she's fiery.
Yeah, she is. It's
But
a good arm sweep she has.
I was going to say, so does the UVU block. They go up and take that one away and open up a 4-point lead late in the second set. Well, don't go away. We'll be right back. Utah Valley up 20-16 in the second set.
I mean, I go to a game or two, but this is mainly for social reasons, you know? But now things are different.
And how has green fever affected your school spirit?
Are you kidding me? I never miss a sporting event, home or away. You got NCAA baseball, softball, basketball, cross country, golf, track and field, wrestling, soccer, volleyball. I'm keeping stats. I'm memorizing stats. I'm memorizing numbers. I'm dreaming about numbers. I'm dreaming about Wolverines. I just bought a pet Wolverine. It tore my dad's favorite chair. It was wicked awesome.
And how does that make you feel?
Oh, yeah, I guess it's pretty cool. Me? No, I don't play sports. I wouldn't want to make the athletes envious. I don't mess around, man.
Welcome back to the Shurian Family Activity Center, where Utah Valley is leading in the second set, 20-16. Patty Flagg with another tough floater down the line. Nice dig by Utah Valley. Oh. Oh, that's a good idea, but she's got to put something on that ball. They are just too tough defensively.
Ooh, nice run. Oh, not quite there.
Man, both teams absolutely battling for that first ball out of the timeout. Broncos come away with it, 17-20.
And, you know, that's a huge point, because that last timeout Utah Valley took, they took a timeout, and they came back and scored a bunch of points. And now Boise State took their timeout and sided out the first ball. But maybe I spoke too soon. Utah Valley with a quick side out.
Yeah, Erica Nish, man, she is just a rocket scientist. Great, smart play by her. Seeing the block and seeing that wide open little short dump spot right there behind the block. And a very tough floater, wow.
Yeah, Utah Valley's serving tough, which is lighting up their block. That's a great shot by Chelsea Heaves.
It's amazing how many things open up when you serve tough like that. It puts the serve receive on their heels, and it makes them pass tough balls, and their offense is out of sync and out of rhythm, and you gain confidence because all of a sudden you see that they're out of system, and your block gets better, and then everything just kind of like a snowball. I mean, you serve lollipops all day long, you're going to get killed. You serve tough like that, and it backs them up, and it gives you all the momentum in the world to just run over the top of them.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the name of the game, is serve receive. And if Utah Valley can keep doing what they're doing with that tough serve like you're talking about, it's really going to boost their confidence and really make Boise State struggle with their confidence.
Yeah, I think for the first time tonight, Utah Valley's finally winning that battle of the serve receive. And a 5-point lead here very late in the second set, 22-17. They are a stone's throw from taking the second set. Well, don't forget sports night this Friday here at UVU. Real Salt Lake versus Colorado, and we'll be playing on the big green. Come watch the game and enjoy free pizza, pop, and prizes. I think I said big green. They're going to be playing on the big screen, which is very close to big green.
I was going to say, isn't it Big Green, a soccer movie?
With the ladybugs? Yeah, I never saw that.
You never saw that with your kids. Utah Valley serving tough.
Wow. And another straight down block. I'll tell you, the middles for UV are getting it done. Both Erica Nish and Sarah Be My Clementine are just lighting it up offensively and defensively at the net.
Nice pass by Boise State.
Wow.
But wow.
Sarah showing it and taking it away. What I mean by that is when you kind of lean one way that looks like it's going to open up a certain part of the court for the hitter to swing at, and then you jump into that and take it away. Sarah doing a beautiful job there. Set point here. And getting a break off the ceiling. Making the middle pass and does a nice job. Ay-ya. Wow, look at that.
Was that a dig? Almost looked down.
Another free ball here.
Let's see if they
Utah
can finish
Valley,
it.
beautiful pass. And who should put it away but the middle, Sarah Clement. Well, we'll be right back. Utah Valley able to tie it up, one set apiece. Don't go away, everybody.
UVU is the most awesome place for having fun. There are thousands of opportunities for students to interact with one another. Whether you are interested in sports, services, activities, or world-class research, UVU has the opportunity for you. There are multiple offices and departments dedicated to student involvement at UVU. Student life at Utah Valley University engages students socially, encourages civic involvement, and provides opportunities for learning outside of the classroom. Students will gain valuable leadership experiences that will serve them well as they enter the workforce. Research has shown that students who get involved somewhere on campus have higher success rates than those who don't. Another organization committed to your success is the Utah Valley University Student Association, otherwise known as UVUSA. On campus, you will see many events and activities sponsored by UVUSA, from dances and tailgates to speakers and debates. UVUSA hopes that all students will participate with campus life and activities. There will also be many opportunities for students to work together to accomplish student-led initiative on campus and throughout the state. We encourage students to get involved with UVUSA and support the legislative process. If you are interested in sports and enjoy watching competitive Division I athletics, you gotta check out the mall. The mighty athletic Wolverine League. The student spirit section is where all the action is at any sporting event. With over 1,000 members, you will definitely catch the Wolverine spirit and meet good-looking new people. So let's be real. Utah Valley University is a place for involvement and student success. When you get to campus, be sure to check out UVUSA for updated events and activities.
Here at UVU's College of Technology and Computing, also known as TNC, we don't spend a lot of time bragging, but I guess we could. We could brag about having one of the top 3 aviation programs in the entire country, turning out professional pilots and administrative personnel to work for airlines and private industry. Or we could brag about our national award-winning culinary arts program, with graduates who are going straight to glamorous jobs on cruise ships and in major restaurants, or who are opening their own restaurants. Or we could brag about our digital media students who are winning major awards even before they graduate. Or we could brag about our international efforts, sending TNC students all over the world, places like Mali and Russia and Namibia. Or we could brag about our computer science department, or our information systems and technology department as they continue to train some of the best and sharpest young minds in the state of Utah, using state-of-the-art technology in classrooms and computer labs. Or we could brag about our technology management program where students are always engaged in life-changing projects like using technology to assist those with disabilities. Or I guess we could brag about the fact that many of the CSI investigators and fire and rescue personnel in the state of Utah have gone through extensive training in our public services programs. Or I guess we could brag about our world land speed record car that was completely built and raced out of our highly acclaimed automotive department. Or we could brag about our high-tech electrical automation and robotic technology and mechatronics programs. Or our engineering graphics and design program, which is turning out some of the most advanced technicians in the state of Utah. Or we could brag about our construction technology students who help build Habitat for Humanity homes and just won first place at the National Association of Home Builders competition in Las Vegas. That's first place in the entire nation. Or we could brag about TNC students leading UVU to a first, second, or third place finish in the nation for 10 straight years at the National Skills USA competition. Or we could brag about the fact that many companies are discovering that when they hire our graduates, they get somebody who doesn't just know facts. They get a TNC graduate who has actually done it before. And that's because our TNC students are engaged, truly engaged, in actually doing things rather than just learning facts. So, even though there is a lot to brag about here at the College of Technology and Computing, we really don't like to brag. Much.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Welcome back to the Shurian Family Activity Center, campus of Utah Valley University. Wolverines last set able to tie it up 1 apiece. We're about to head into the third set. And Utah Valley starting to do what they do best in that last set, blocking and serving very well. Well, looking into the stands today, we see the mall. For all students interested in supporting Wolverine athletics, become a member of the mall. Mall members enjoy free admission to all home sporting events, free food at tailgate parties, discounts at many local businesses. Become a member at Campus Connection for only $15. Join the mall today. Well, we're just a couple minutes away from this third set starting. A couple of things I saw Utah Valley do in that second set that they failed to or were unable to do in that first set was they started to be a lot more aggressive on their serves, and their blocking really came together. They still seem to be struggling a little bit offensively. Hitting percentage for both teams pretty low. 0 for Boise State and 135 for the Wolverines. So neither team lights out offensively tonight, but blocking and defense has been pretty stellar.
Yeah, both teams have a lot of digs. 29 and 28. A large amount of digs by both teams. This has become a defensive match rather than a we're going to come out and serve every ball at your match. Even though Utah Valley just did that, I think Boise State will make a couple of adjustments and do some good things in this next set.
Well, our new Miss UVU, Alicia Lee, is dancing tonight with the rest of the squad. Miss UVU.
Oh, Alicia Lee won it. She's from Salt Lake. We in our gender studies class, we watched all the videos for the participants, you know, and we watched her video, and it was talking a lot about, she was talking about, hey, I don't bleed red, I don't bleed blue, I bleed green. And we were tying that in all together with gender studies and bleeding and her being a different ethnicity and tying it all together. It's a very odd class.
Right on. No, that's pretty cool.
It's good to see that she won. She seems very enthused about winning.
Heck yeah, why not?
Tossing those pink pom-poms around, dancing.
And bleeding green, which is not an easy thing to do. I eat a lot of tricks, and so I try to bleed green because, yeah.
I thought that was a Mountain Dew that did that.
That's fluorescent green. Yeah, my wife is not thrilled with the amount of Mountain Dew that I consume.
I remember those 1v1 matches. You'd come in with a 64 ounce of whatever's in Steve's 64 ounce. All kinds of grandpa's goodies.
Here's to the fine-tuned athlete, right? Well, Brooklyn Campbell is back ready to serve for the start of this third set. Wow. That serve absolutely fell off the table there. That looked like it was going to go long and then just died.
Service winner.
It's a good way to come out after a 5-minute break or so. Look at that dig. Nice job by the libero.
Nice swing. That was some good defense there by Utah Valley. I saw this last time they had the La Quinta Inn and Suites tournament when we had the TV broadcasting, where the outside would go way too far out on defense, and it would leave a huge seam between the middle and the outside. There's got to be some communication between those two that hopefully that becomes fixed.
Well, that was a nice job there. The libero just kind of camping right in that seam and just dug that ball beautifully, and that ball had some heat on it. Nice pass there from the other setter.
Nice job by Utah Valley scoring another point.
Yeah, Broncos unable to bring that one back into the playing field. Brooklyn, 4 straight points to start off this third set. Boise State finally able to find the hardwood. Back to serve is Amanda Remy. Wow, tough floater there, handled well from Utah Valley.
Ooh, able to get a touch, very nice.
A little bit of a change up there. I think Chelsea was a little early on that swing, but able to put enough on it for the kill. She did a nice job on that block too. She kind of tripped over Sarah's feet trying to get out there, but was able to soft block it.
Ooh, wow. Right off the top of the hands. That was a good block setup by Jaicee and Sarah. It just kind of went off the top of the hands.
Yeah, a little bit of a trap set too, and still she's able to get that through a very big Utah Valley block. So now it's Casey Rose to serve for the Broncos.
Boise State running the 6-2, which I don't know. I don't think that's a very good move because it seems like Boise State scores a lot more points when Brianne Nesselhuff is setting.
Yeah, I don't even know the last time I even saw a 6-2. I mean, it's been a long time since that was a popular offense.
Yeah.
And it's got to be tough for those hitters to adjust to the different locations and tempos of the two different setters.
Yeah, well, it's a little easy for Boise when Utah Valley misses their serves like that.
And Utah Valley was had just dodged a bullet. It looked like they'd actually hit it out, but Boise was called in the net, and they rewarded Boise with a serve in the net. Oh, looked like she almost dug that with her foot.
The foot dig, which is very illegal.
Yeah, and cool.
That's awesome. We should start passing with our feet. They have a game like that, don't they, where they play volleyball, but they only control the volleyball with their feet.
Yeah, that's like crazy. Like those guys, like they actually jump and invert their body so that their foot is at like 7 feet to like hit the ball. It's crazy. Yeah. I'd get a concussion within the first 2 points of that game. I'd be done. Rachel Anderson with a nice serve.
Oh, nice
and
dig,
a better
and a
dig.
touch. Oh, that was just too bad.
Chelsea with some nice hustle there, almost able to pull that ball back.
Rachel Anderson is encouraging her team right now to pass super well.
Boise State only down 2 now, 5-7. Lindsay doing a nice job there, able to get that ball through that block.
Sneaking it in.
Patty Flagg back to serve for the Wolverines. Pretty tough jump float when she gets it going. Handled well by the Broncos.
Ooh. That was a good block move by Brooklyn. She was right there, just off the hand and out of bounds.
Yeah, just a tiny bit late, floating into that line, but just unable to pull it back into the court.
Let's see what Erica Nish runs in this rotation. If she runs the slide or the push. Whoa. Look at that, going to be running anything with the
she just
pass.
Gets back and ready for the next play. That was a pretty tough serve. That thing
that was
died
a bullet.
very. Wow, great pass there.
Wow, that was a great swing by Chelsea.
Seriously, she's getting up.
Look
at Erica. Look at that.
Oh, 3 times
Again.
in a row. It's still alive.
Man. Erica and Chelsea, get that out of here. Boy, that setter would not be denied. She's like, no, you will get a kill this play. I don't want to. I'm tired.
It doesn't matter. She just keeps on getting it.
They were playing doubles there for a second. The other 4 players just kind of faded out.
That was a really nice set by Miss Nesselhuff.
Hey, don't hassle the Huff. Her hitter unable to get the kill in that play, so now it's Erica Nish back to serve, 10-7. Tough serve. Wow, pretty decent bump set.
Oh,
look
the
at
middle
Erica.
blocker, yeah.
Brooklyn again. I don't know if she's trying to show it and take it away, but she's just barely unable to get out there on that line to bring that back.
Yeah, I would imagine that after the next timeout or when she goes back to serve or, you know, whatever happens, I think the next coaching talk she gets will be something about her blocking.
Yeah, something about getting out to the pin and establishing a block.
Yeah. This is a nice rotation right here for Utah Valley, having 3 of their best players in the front row and 2 great defenders.
Nice soft block there from Jaicee. Wow. Oh, I don't know if I agree with that.
I think that was a good choice. I think and it could have been controlled a little better, and Jaicee definitely could have controlled the ball a little more.
Yeah, I guess really she didn't have any other options, did she?
It could have. It probably could have been put back to Patty. I mean, we saw them warming up, playing back row, and she just hammered some of those balls.
That's true.
Get Patty Flagg running the pipe as the DS.
Wow, nice job there from Jaicee trying to wipe it off the block.
Wow.
Very well timed.
That was a great block move and read by Chelsea.
Han Solo's little sister, Chelsea Heaps, with the straight down block all by herself. Wow. Utah Valley firing on all cylinders now.
Yeah, they are not letting up at all.
Couple of Showtime blocks there. 13-9. Starting to open it up a little bit here in this third set. Oh, it was about 2-3 inches away from being an ace.
That was a good attempt. Sometimes you gotta take the risk.
I agree, and I think they've done a good job stepping up and taking those risks at the service line.
Nice job. Very nice play by Utah Valley.
Great job there. Nice swing from Jaicee Kuresa, pretty much on an open net, getting the kill. Not the best bump set ever, and looked like Jaicee got in front of it, just trying to get it in play and unable to do so.
Yeah, I think that's a tough ball. Jaicee could be able to control that, but you got to find the fine line between being aggressive with it and also controlling it. Nice swing by Erica.
Yeah, that was pretty aggressive there. That slide went all the way out past the pin, and Erica with just a great cross-court swing there. Nobody home.
Wapow. Great swing.
They need a little air quote up there above that swing. Kapow. Well, we're going to take a quick break. It's 15-11 in the third set. Utah Valley by 4. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Join the student section and cheer for the Mighty Wolverines. Mighty Athletic Wolverine League sports passes are now available. Your mall pass gets you tickets to every NCAA home game, free food at the tailgate parties, prizes at the games, and lots of new friends. Get more information on their Facebook page or by calling Campus Connection at 801-863-8797. Go UVU!
Welcome back to women's volleyball here at UVU TV. The Willie Wolverine Corn Maze is open to the public on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Come for a great family night. Cost is $5 per person or $4 with a UVU ID. Part of the proceeds will go towards the UVU Student Scholarship.
Nice tough serve by
Rachel Anderson. Yeah, great serve. That ball never cleared the net, so that is a 4-hit violation. UVU up by 5, 16-11.
Yeah, we got these stats for this third set only, and Utah Valley is just annihilating right now, hitting above 400, and Boise State is just struggling, hitting below 100.
Yeah, Boise State is business as usual of the first 2 sets. You know, low hitting percentage, but you're right. Utah Valley has climbed out of the cellar, hitting 412 so far in this 3rd set. Ay-ya. Lindsey Barker with a cross-court kill. It is all Utah Valley right now. Patty Flagg looking over to assistant coach Scott Lee. Where do you want this ball, coach? Area 6, it looks like. Nice pass.
And, you know, and there's only one blocker on that. Boise State needs to put that away.
There she is.
Huge.
You gotta wonder if Coach Atoa had a little chat with her.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to get out there to the pin and actually block a ball? Yeah, sure, coach.
Yeah, here it is.
Boom.
One pow. Nice little celebration.
Not excited at all about that block. Very subdued. Utah Valley with a 6-point lead a little over halfway through this 3rd set. They lost the first one 20-25, and it's basically been all Utah Valley ever since. We mentioned them hitting over 400. Opened up a nice lead, a very comfortable lead here. I'm sure the coach is telling them, hey, don't change a thing, just keep rolling. What do you think he's telling them right now?
Sam Atoa, I think he's telling him exactly what you just said. You know, just keep this train rolling. He's probably making a few adjustments defensively, would be my guess, or offensively, and hey, it just keeps this train rolling.
Yeah, I mean, how about that serving from Utah Valley? You take away that tough serving, and all the rest of it goes away. The confidence, the lead, the blocks. I mean, it all starts there. And when they're able to start opening up those serves, man, it opened the door to everything. And they have just been rolling.
Yeah, Utah Valley is serving very, very tough right now. And which is surprising, you know, the score being 18-12, there hasn't been very many aces. Or service winners, as some people call it.
Yeah.
So only 1 service ace for each team so far in the 2nd set.
But what I love, yeah, and even though they're serving this tough, they only have 2 errors as well, which is awesome.
See if Patty Flagg could keep this train rolling.
That's trouble there. Oh, able to handle it.
Wow.
Dude, Chelsea is dialed in tonight. She's dug so many balls. She's blocking them off the court. She's getting, I've never seen her get up so high when she's hitting. She's attacking the ball at like 10 feet, 11 feet. Yeah. She's up there.
She's Sam Atoa giving a nice little grin after on that huge block.
Yeah, man, there's all smiles on the UV side of the net right now.
Nice block, or excuse me, nice overpass kill.
Little the fister there on the net. Smart play by Erica. Oh, she did have open hand, but little half-cocked spatchy.
no purse on that one.
Nope. Another tip there from Darlene.
Oh.
That setter read that like a book. She was all over that ball.
And I like that transition offense between Erica and Brooklyn right there.
And it's like October Tip Fest all of a sudden. Okay, finally a ball is swung at and it's put away. Both teams trying to, oh yeah, well I can tip better than you can. Oh yeah? 20-13. We've got Brienne, Don't Hassle the Huff, Nesselhuff with a tough floater. Look at that, these guys dig really well.
They do.
Oh, smart play.
I believe that's the jumbo shrimp.
Jumbo shrimp
you
to the back
described
corner.
to us earlier.
Yeah, that's more of an outdoor thing, but hey, when they bring it to the indoor, we'll throw it out there. Jumbo.
Absolutely. Did you ever watch those Danny kind of videos?
Oh, I love that guy. He is hilarious. Ay-ya. Chelsea hammers another ball home.
I don't know where this Chelsea Heaps came from. Excuse me, I don't know where this Chelsea Heaps was the first set.
She must have drank some Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. She got 48 ounces in her in between games 2 and 3.
Was it 48 you had? I thought it was always the 64.
Well, you can't get in 64 in 5 minutes. Come on. Now you're talking crazy.
I'm just talking college days, Steve.
Well, the men's portions are a little bit larger than the women's portions. I was 64, she's 48.
That's
and
fair.
Obviously 48's working. All right, so back to serve for the Broncos. Kirsty Whitney, handled well by the Wolverines.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Chelsea wanted that one and reached a little hard into the net.
You know, and I really like that slide play. Utah Valley got a little rambunctious, I guess, with the blocking after Sarah ran that slide, where the Boise State set the opposite afterward, and there was only one blocker up. I think Brooklyn should just stay in the middle and block that rather than having Sarah come up trying to run after running that slide. Trying to create some, nice swing.
Wow. That was like amazing. I mean, Brooklyn had to like step over, I think it was Rachel that was on the floor laid out after the pass, stepped over and bump set that all the way out to the pin. And there's Chelsea again that just crushes that ball.
Very, very impressive. Chelsea doing a wonderful job right now.
Oh, wow, look at that serve.
The service winner.
Wow. I'm starting to understand more and more why Broncos coach was a little worried about the UV serve. And nice timing, as I mentioned that she serves at 10 feet out of bounds.
Yeah.
But up until that point, pretty gnarly serving by the Wolverines. 17-23 would take a pretty incredible comeback at this point, and that is not how you start a comeback.
I think Utah Valley will finish the game right here.
(24-17) set point. Nice pass. Chelsea unable to rein that one in. Broncos stave off a game point. Casey Rose back to serve. Let's see who she picks on. Oh, she picks on the line judge.
Picks on Andrew for making so many great calls.
25-28 is our score for the third set. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere for the exciting fourth set, which is upcoming.
The Woodbury School of Business is a very large school of business and is growing rapidly. We have all kinds of programs. We have programs in accounting, in finance, economics, hospitality management, and entrepreneurship, and other areas as well.
The class sizes are really great. Having 30 students or less is great for students who are trying to interact with their professors and really learn the material. I had a marketing class that actually went out and we did marketing projects for nonprofit organizations. So we're not only helping our community, but we're also getting a really great education.
I had the opportunity several months ago to help the Woodbury School of Business with their annual entrepreneurship conference. This experience provided me the opportunity to implement the skills in marketing I've learned while attending the Woodbury School of Business.
One of the things that we are most proud of in this Woodbury School of Business is the recent addition of a master's degree program that we've waited so many years for. We are extremely proud to be able to offer this to our students and to other students around the Intermountain West and the world. The AACSB accreditation places the Woodbury School of Business in the top third of business schools in the United States, and higher than that worldwide.
My advice to students considering the Woodbury School of Business at UVU is to just get involved. There are so many different clubs and organizations, and it's a really great way to meet other students that are interested in the things you're interested in and to really make your college experience very well-rounded.
My advice to future students would be, if you don't want to be another number in a classroom of 300, and you want to be a part of an environment that promotes engaged learning, but also innovation and creativity, then the Woodbury School of Business is the place for you.
UVU is the place to realize your dreams.
Welcome back to the campus of Utah Valley University, where the Wolverines lead the Boise State Broncos 2-1. We're just about to get started here with set number 4. At this point, it's win or go home for the Broncos. We'll see how they come out in this 4th set, if they've started up the buses yet or not. Hopefully for them, they can kind of tighten things up a little bit and get a little more dialed in. That 3rd set was all Utah Valley.
Utah Valley, yeah, you're right, Steve. Utah Valley just dominated Boise State. In the 3rd set, Boise State hit 135, Utah Valley hitting 393. And digging, Boise State with 13, Utah Valley with 13. Tied up with our digging still. It seems like Boise State's getting way more digs.
Yeah, especially in that 1st set. It looked like everything that was hit their way was dug up. But Utah Valley has had some pretty nice defensive plays as well, and they've pretty much taken over the net with their blocking.
Yeah, absolutely. Utah Valley with 4 blocks that set, and Boise with just 1.
Right.
Defensively, Utah Valley is serving tough, playing the game that they should be playing in order to win this game.
Yeah, both coaches mentioned, I mean, we talk about it a lot. This game really boils down to 2 things, serving and passing. And kind of in that 2nd and 3rd set, Utah Valley seemed to be winning that exchange. Their serves just got more and more confident, and therefore a little more pace, a little tougher to pass, and opened up a lot more blocks on the net for the Wolverines.
Let's see if they can keep it rolling here on this 4th set. You know, I must admit that Boise State's shoes, their shoes are a little bit cooler than Utah Valley's.
They're winning that battle?
I think the Nike wins the Adidas in this battle.
Man, all right, all right. I kind of am a Nike guy too, but tough serve from Fiona Jones. Wow. And a tougher swing from Sarah Clement out of the middle. Just crushing balls tonight.
At Clementine with the huge kill. Way to
that
start
one
off
up. Man, nobody anywhere near that swing. Yeah, that ball was set way outside the pin.
And, you know, that was a good decision. I think the set was a little off.
Yeah, it was. And Brianne was just trying to keep that ball in play, just trying to get a hand on it.
Chelsea Heaps with another dig.
Wow, look at these guys. Touch off the block. High hands down the line. Utah Valley picking up where they left off, already up 3-0 in this 4th set. Maybe I do smell a little bit of exhaust from the buses.
Yeah, I think that is what you smell with Utah Valley playing defense like they are right now.
I mean, all of it. I mean, their offense was really the only thing kind of struggling there toward the end of that 2nd set. And they've, for the most part, dialed that in at this point. So, I mean, they're just firing on all cylinders now as they hit that last ball out. Up until that swing.
Up until that swing. Hey, you know, I think even with that swing, you got to be aggressive, and sometimes you miss. And volleyball's a game of mistakes. You just have to do the best you can to eliminate as many mistakes as you can.
Yeah, one of our mantras when I played was good things happen when you swing, so just stay aggressive. Be aggressive. Right there, look at that, driving that right through the seam of that block. Nice job, Jaicee Kuresa. Look at that, tough serve, man. Not a bad set from there, wow. Oh, good try there, but the double contact from Erica Nish. It almost looked like one attempt, but yeah, ref wasn't having it.
Elizabeth Griffin comes in for Boise State.
Brianne Nesselhuff. Nice floater, almost gets away with it.
That was an interesting looking pass.
Yeah, it was.
She kind of had her arms bent. She kind of just passed it with her wrists. Hey, I guess the Scott Lee special, you know, whatever works,
that's
right?
That's right. So much for straight and simple, right?
Just get to the center. Doesn't matter how.
Rachel Anderson. Wow, nice cross-court hit from the Broncos.
You know, that's unfortunate for Boise State, bringing Liz Harden out of the match when she plays back row. I would think that she could be a valuable tool in the back row, encouraging her team and helping control the volleyball.
Right, another option too offensively.
Yeah. Set probably could have been called for a double. What do you think on that?
Yeah, it was deep and it had a lot of spin. Like, it just was not pretty. Patty Flagg back to serve for the Wolverines. 6-3 is our score early in this fourth set. Oh, almost. I think that was a pretty good read from Chelsea, but unable to pull that one in.
The old push and wipe. The swing push and wipe.
Nice job laying off that one as Brianne.
You know, Rachel Anderson, the backup setter, is stepping in the back row for Lindsey Barker right now in the outside position. And she's doing a really good job encouraging her team and getting digs and passing and communicating. I think it's a really smart sub by Sam, putting her back there for Lindsey.
Yeah, it looks like it's working for him. That set looked like the hitter was going for high hands but missed, so that ball goes long. Utah Valley 7-5, only leading by 2 at this point. Wow, great concentration there and a great pass from Amanda Remy. That ball had a ton of movement. She just passed a dime right there.
Man, it all starts with that pass, like we were talking about earlier. I guess you were talking about it earlier.
Well, you were there, so it was we.
I was there.
Casey Rose, tough floater. Utah Valley out of system, and they pay the price for it.
That's a good shot. That's a good idea by Chelsea. She's just got to have a little more control on that.
Yeah, a little more on that. That might just drop. So it's tied up now. It's 7s. Boise State doing a nice job to battle back. Oh, wow. That would have been a pretty crazy sight out there. That might have been clocked as the fastest offense ever. So their first lead of this fourth set, 8-7 now. Wow. Utah Valley just falling apart.
I think we'll see a timeout.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sam's going to call for it. I want to call for it for him.
He's thinking about it. Oh,
no. They led off 3-0, and now they trail 9-7. Maybe even 4-0.
That's a nice, tough serve she has.
Oh, finally.
That's unfortunate for Boise State. I think that's a ball they can pick up.
Well, I think, Brooklyn seems to just go deep middle every time when she dumps, so it was a nice job by her to kind of change that up.
It helps to be 6 foot.
Yeah.
Women's height now.
Wow.
A straight down by Jaicee.
That was a very nice play, very heads up to wait for that, because that ball, even though it's coming, you've got to wait till it's on the plane, and that was pretty close, but great swing straight down. Wow, here they come.
Clement with a huge block.
What a nice job. It was a pretty big seam there for a second, and she did a nice job to close it up.
And here's Boise State running this 6-2. And just like that, it's 10-9 for Utah Valley.
Yeah, nice little run there. Chelsea with another block. Some nice hustle points there for the Broncos, but does no good on the scoreboard. And now their head coach wants to take a moment to talk about it. Utah Valley up 11-9, about halfway through this fourth set. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Bus pass, $5. UVU t-shirt so you can impress the ladies, $25. iPod Nano, $120. A degree from UVU so you can afford your own car someday. Priceless. For everything else, there's student loans.
Welcome back to the Shurian Family Activity Center. Utah Valley up 11-9 in the fourth set. UVU Sports are now on Facebook. Search for Utah Valley Wolverines and become informed on the latest and greatest of Wolverine athletics. Become a fan on Facebook today.
Sam is calling that ball into the antenna. Sam is pretty passionate about it, but the rally goes on nonetheless.
It's a smart play there by Jaicee. Even though that ball wasn't coming over, to go up and show that she was going to hit it just is enough to get inside the head of the player about to play that ball and played it out of bounds. So smart play by her. The fakie.
The old fakie. Oh, there it is.
Oh, 2 touches on that. 2 quick touches. So Fiona Jones back to serve to try to get the Broncos back in this fourth set, down 10-12.
And Liz Harden back in. Let's see it. It's Boise State can make something happen with their top scorer in the match now.
Wow.
I think that was over the block on that one.
Great back bump set from Brooklyn Campbell to the waiting Sarah Clement. Look at that. And Sarah just goes up and over, OTT all night long, baby.
She went over the blocker and the defender. It's difficult to go over 2 people.
So is that OTE, over the everybody? No, that doesn't make sense.
Over the everybody.
Back to serve Amanda Remy. Ooh, that was a tough serve, but it floated just wide. Got the libero, McKenna Tate, back to serve for the Wolverines. Oh, that ball looked like it wanted to drop, but never did.
Repaying the favor. Hey, you know, it's not too bad for Utah Valley already. Boise State is in the last rotation for Liz Harden to be in the front row after this next rotation, after they rotate.
Yeah, they really have minimized her role tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer for her, but it's a real positive for Utah Valley getting her out of the front row as soon as possible.
Right. So Rachel Anderson back to serve, 15-12. Wow, she could have drove a truck through that.
Yeah.
There was nobody on the net. And you got to know they're going to go to her. I mean, she's like their most aggressive attacker, putting up the biggest numbers on the team, and she's just about to get subbed out. So, I mean, you'd almost want to camp on her, but.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, wow.
A rare mistake by Rachel. I don't expect to see that again. That was a good serve. What was that, by number 19?
Yeah, that was Kirsty Whitney. The tough floater down the line. See if she goes after again, and she does. Nice pass. Wow. Boy, it looked like Amanda Remy almost took that off the grill. That had some pace on it.
It did.
Nice deep angle there from Erica Nish.
Very nice swing. Is that a leg cast she has on, or just a big sock?
Prosthetic limb.
It gives her extra jumping power.
That's right, it's bionic. Wow, great swing.
Actually has a rocket on it.
I want to get one of those.
(15-16), Utah Valley, up by 1.
That ball also served just out of bounds. Erica Nish back to serve. Utah Valley could side their way out to victory here, leading by 2, just past the halfway mark. Wow, tough serve, a nice pass. Over the block, but just long.
And that was some really good defense by Utah Valley.
Elizabeth Griffin with a nice high swing, but unable to contain it. Nice turn, wow, great pass.
Clementine with a huge read, nice block. Boise State takes their second timeout.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you want to just do whatever you can to slow down this UV team because they are feeling it right now. Well, that being the case, we're going to take a quick second and step aside. Utah Valley up 19-15 in the 4th set.
Utah Valley University. Your life, your beat, your university.
Welcome back to Utah Valley University. Wolverines taking on the Boise State Broncos, up 19-15 in the 4th set. After dropping the first set, it's been all Utah Valley ever since.
This is an awesome rally to start off this timeout. Utah Valley comes out with it.
Boise State battling pretty hard for that point, but Utah Valley able to come away with it, broadening their lead to 5, 20-15. It is win or go home for the Broncos. Well, stay tuned after our match tonight for an interview with Coach Atoa, again, coming up right after the match.
Which may be coming up within the next 5 points. Utah Valley plays their cards right. I mean, that's unfortunate for Boise State.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to mount a comeback behind that serve.
Yeah, Casey Rose, last time she served in her previous rotation, she scored like 2 or 3 points right in a row. and actually gave Boise State the lead. I think that was they were leading like 7-10 or 8-10.
Yeah, they could have used that right then for sure.
Yeah. I am not a fan of this 6-2 by Boise State.
Yeah, it almost looks more confusing. I'm watching the two refs go back and forth as to what just happened. And
the ball looked like it was in.
Yeah, I don't know if she was saying there was no touch, because it went like a whole nother direction.
That's a nice shot by Chelsea, just keeping in play.
Wow. Wolverines are really, really tough at the net, blocking everything in sight.
You know, it's kind of a bummer to see this Boise State team just not connect well. They have some good athletic girls, but when their passing is down, it really makes the stroke, and really hurts the 6-2.
No, it does. And they have not really seemed to gel a whole lot. Back into the match comes Liz Harden. She doesn't have a whole lot of room here at 17-23 to try to battle back into this match.
Hey, you know, it's definitely possible.
Yeah, Broncos wanting very much to push this to a 5th set. And there is the first point that they need. Still down 5. Another nice serve.
Ooh, Patty Flagg cutting off, or a nice dig.
Wow, Boise State doing a great job on that point, keeping Utah Valley out of system. Sam Atoa has had enough and wants to talk about it for a moment. We will step aside. 23-19, Utah Valley in the 4th and possibly last set.
Think back to when you were a child. What did you dream of becoming as an adult? A pilot? A teacher? A nurse? Maybe a mathematician, a mechanic, or a scientist? Did you dream about helping others and achieving great things? Now imagine a place where everyone is focused on your success, where ideas flow and dreams are realized. Imagine an education that is personal, engaging, fun, and professional. A place where your professors know you by name and are devoted to your development. With an education from UVU, all of this becomes true. Utah Valley University. It's your dream. It's your university.
Welcome back to Utah Valley University. I was just talking to Tyler here, formerly Utah Tech and UVCC?
Utah Valley.
And then UVSC, and then now UVU.
Yeah, huge transformations.
Yeah, we've been through a few changes here.
Utah Valley actually has the highest student population in any school in Utah.
Passed up BYU and Utah.
Yeah.
That's pretty huge. And speaking of huge, there's Chelsea Heaps.
The huge kill.
On the right side with yet another kill to bring them to set and match point, 24-19. Got a pretty nice cushion here, and that's probably going to do it. An overpass to Sarah Clement for the kill and the win. Utah Valley over the Broncos, 3-1. Boy, after struggling in that first set, it was really all Utah Valley from there on out. They controlled the net, the service line, all of it. Well, we're going to go to break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned for a quick interview with Coach Sam Atoa right after these words.
And Rachel Anderson.
18-footer just inside the three-point line, and he knocks it down.
Welcome back to Utah Valley University, where the Wolverines were able to finish off the Boise State Broncos in 4 sets. After losing that first set, it was all Utah University. I'm here with head coach Sam Atoa. You know, Sam, you guys had a bit of a slow start, but once you guys got your feet under you, it was pretty exciting volleyball on your side of the net.
Yeah, you know, in that first set, for sure, Boise outplayed us. And I was real proud of our girls because it wasn't a lot of, you know, big things. It was just little things as far as getting our hands over and being better at serving. And the girls really did that. They came back in that second set and proved that they are a good team, and they were able to kind of take Boise out of system. And then we controlled the net. And so that really was a big part of our success with our serve and pass, as well as being able to control the net.
Yeah, definitely, and that opens that up. When you guys serve as tough as you did, you know, I was talking to the head coach for Boise State before the match, and he was a little bit worried about you guys and your serving. And once you guys got rolling, I mean, you kept them on their heels pretty much the whole last part of this match, and opened up the net for huge blocking and defensively as well. I think both teams had over 50 digs tonight. I mean, it was a very exciting match to watch, and it was fun to see your girls come out and play as aggressive and as fine-tuned as they did tonight.
Well, you know, our team, they really were aggressive, and I think we learned from that first set, and we were for sure the aggressive team, the most aggressive in all 3 of those last sets. Our serving, when we have it and it's going, is just ridiculously good, and I really feel like that's creating a lot of problems for teams in being able to kind of get their offense going. And so kudos to the girls to just being aggressive. We didn't get, you know, we're not really going after aces, but we did take them out of system a lot, and that really helped us.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, you guys just put on a clinic out there from the service line. Well, Coach, thanks so much for stopping by for a sec. Congratulations on a great win. You know, go get rested up. That was a lot of fun.
Okay, thank you, Steve.
All right, Sam, take care.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to go to break, and we'll be right back with player Rachel Anderson. We're going to chat with her for a few moments. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Situated just 45 minutes south of Salt Lake City, UVU is located at the foot of the scenic Wasatch Mountains in Orem, Utah. Within 20 miles of campus, students enjoy access to year-round outdoor recreation. Utah Valley is also home to a vibrant local arts and music scene. Many students choose UVU for access to a dynamic economy, employment, and career opportunities.
Welcome back to the Shurian Family Activity Center, where Utah Valley has just defeated the Boise State Broncos 3-1. After dropping that first set, it was all Utah Valley. I'm here with Rachel Anderson, who had a pretty fun match tonight.
Thank you. It was fun.
Yeah, you guys played really well as a team. You came out and played your role very well. So tell us, I mean, what do you do to get ready for a match like this?
Well, honestly, all I do is just basically anything that everyone else does, just have fun and get with the teammates. We have a little secret sister. We give gifts to each other every home game, so
cool.
It's just really fun. Just bond and get pumped.
You know, it shows. You guys played, you were like a fine-tuned, well-oiled machine out there. All 6 and 7 with the libero. All you guys played so well together, and you do gel as a team, and it shows. I mean, once you guys, you kind of started a little bit slow.
Yeah.
But after that first set, I mean, it was all Utah Valley. And,
right.
and you, I think, had like 9 digs. I mean, played some incredible defense and just did a great job out there. Congratulations on a big win tonight.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Well, take care. Go get rested up. Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight. again, Utah Valley beating up on the Broncos 3-1. Just in case you missed any of the action tonight, you can watch today's broadcast on UVU's YouTube channel. This broadcast is produced by students from the Digital Media Department and is copyrighted by Utah Valley University. Thanks for joining us. Have yourselves a good night. We'll catch you back here November 3rd for our last and final broadcasted home match.
If you're serious about going to college and getting a head start on the process, come get a feel for what university life is like. UVU Days are designed with you in mind. UVU Days are department-specific events held on Saturdays that will allow you to become a student for a day. These events are free and breakfast and lunch are served. It's a great opportunity to meet your future dean, professors, and advisors. Highlighted programs include business, science and health, education, humanities, aviation, dance, theater, and emergency service. For more information, dates, and times, please visit our website at www.uvu.edu/future students. Come experience what UVU has to offer in your field of study.